Good afternoon guys, Adam here at Board at Home, and in today's unboxing video we're going to take a look at a variety of these small box card games. We decided to do this, one, because we've got quite a lot of games in the library that we want to get through, and two, all of these are quite small, so they don't really have too many components to them beyond a rule book and a deck of cards, so we can kind of kill two birds with one stone, two birds with one stone with this video here. Okay, so we're just going to dive right in. So first up is BRAGGART, this one here. So this is a game where you're creating mighty deeds. So you're down the tavern, the heroes return, and you are regaling anyone who'll listen and give you a free beer about your deeds. So rule book there, pretty straightforward, and then we go into the cards. Now out of all the games here, these cards are really, really nice. They're probably the nicest. It's because they have this woven kind of texture to them, and I just really like that in cards. So here we have scene cards, we've got faux cards. So the scene will generally be the first card that you play. We've got result cards, so the scene and the result cards embellish your story. You can just use the faux and the deed card, and then these embellish it further. And we've got typical kind of fantasy tropes in here as well. These ones here, we've got various cards that you'll be using to either change other people's brags, maybe you actually saw what happened and they're lying, or witness cards. We've got yes I did, so things that can play about with the deeds as they come out. And then we got all these ploy cards as well, which again will affect the game, allowing you to take extra cards, look at them, pick a new card, things like that. These are the deeds. And then if we go right to the back here, we've got the round sequence cards, a nice little rules reference there. Next one up is COUP. It's this one here. This is a deduction game. Each player has two cards, and then you're trying to influence the power, the court really, and end up as the last person alive, so to speak, or at least in power, however you want to play it. Again, these cards have that kind of woven texture feel again, really nice. Love the artwork on these. It's very stylistic, very, just jumps out, very memorable. So the idea is that you each get dealt two of these rolls, then you use these to gain your influence, which are these ones here. This is probably one of the only card games that we've got here that add an additional component beyond the cards. These are your influence that you can gain and lose throughout the game. And then here we have some references as well, which, to be honest, after the first couple of times reading through this very thin rule book, because there's not a lot to it, and to be fair, a page and a half is the example play, and then we got a page and a back, so there's really not a lot to it. So that is a COUP. Next up we have got Arboretum. So in this you are playing cards down in front of you to create your own arboretum and create paths of trees within that. Here is our rule book for this. This is you can see a very common theme of our small box card games here. But when you actually look into it, we've got half a page there that's sort of story fluff. That's the how to play section, actually how to play it, which is nice. We get a nice clear diagram of exactly what's being done. And then here is the scoring. So the scoring bit takes up quite a lot, and then it's the example as well. So the scoring is actually about 1, 2, 3 pages, including most of it being examples. And then here you have your scoring pads And you see that there. So you can see we already played a game. Now you may be wondering about the low score, so I will bring that up now. So in Arboretum, to be able to score your paths at the end of the game, you have to be able to have a card in your hand matching that type. We'll show you the cards in a moment. But if someone has a higher card of that, they don't even have to have those cards on there in their Arboretum. They can block you. So let's take a look at the cards here. So you can see here that this is effectively a trick-taking game. So we're looking to create sequences of cards. So say we started with this one and we ended with this one here. We could have anything 2 and 3 before, in between that. That could be of any type as well. So there you go, you could have a 3 there, and then you could put your 4 there. As long as the cards at the start and end are of the same, then you score for that path. But if I have, say, I don't know, the 3 of it, and then I play that down, someone else has the 5 of that card and they play that down during scoring, then they can stop me scoring all the points all together. I'd recommend trying it with just scoring regularly. So score what you play, make sure you have a card in your hand at the end of the game to be able to score that path. I don't really like that trick taking, well, not trick taking, sorry, the take that kind of feeling to the end of game scoring. It seems too late in the game to be able to introduce a mechanic like that, especially when you've spent the entire game building up your Arboretum. I feel that it would probably just be better to say, I'll score my paths, you score your paths, may the best Arboretum keeper win, you know. But anyway, you try that, you let me know what you think. But above all, let's quickly go back. No, it works really nice. You know, and they're all different breeds of trees as well. So I like that, you know, it's a very pretty game to look at. And we did have fun building up our Arboretums. Next, we have got One Night Ultimate Werewolf. So this is one that I think most people know. And this is a social deduction game. So we've got 2 little guides here. This one is just for the roles in the game. So kind of once you know your role, then you're all set, good to go. Then you've got the bit here that the narrators will be reading out for the different roles as well. And our rules guides, there you go. Doesn't get much simpler than that. So this game, we said that these are all card games. This one strictly is, but they use these awesome tiles. I mean, these are going to get played a lot. They're going to be passed around between players over the course of the game as well. Here we have our player tokens. So yeah, really, really nice. And I can understand why they went for this instead of cards. A bit more durability. Next up, we have got BYZANZ. So this is a trading game and arguably one of the trading games. Oh. So you are using these cards to collect sets and then to score accordingly on those. There's a little bit more to it because you're collecting the cards and then you're putting some cards back. But it's a fun game and I really, really enjoy it. Always have a good time with it. The artwork looks a bit old school, but it kind of, for me, has a reminiscent of kind of like the Euro games kind of artwork. And I just think that adds to it for me. This is also the only game here that comes with a board, so if I show you that one, and this is just to kind of help you throughout the game. And then finally the rule book. We're done. Yeah, so all nicely laid out. Castle Rampage, this is the next one. So this is like a tower defense game for 2 players. So you're trying to destroy your opponent's castle, besiege them, and you're using all of these cards to do so. So these are all different cards with different abilities. We've got like a strength and a defense on there. So if you've played any kind of trading card games, then stuff like this is going to be old hat to you. They're nice cards too. They're not too thin. Let's have a flick through these ones. And I do like the artwork. It reminds me, it looks like the artwork from all these mobile tower defense games. So that's pretty cool. And then here we've got our rule book. So this is the largest rule book out of all of them. But you see there, one page of it, one large page. Let's see how big that is. It's just the front cover. And then, I mean, it doesn't get more simple than that. We've got a really nice setup of the components and setup of play. Then we've got a bit just telling you about the attacks. I mean, a lot of that's self-explanatory. If the attack is higher than the defence, you know, or if the defence is higher than the attack. So there's a lot of stuff in there that just kind of makes common sense. And then our last game, we have got Undo. So that's this one here. So I can't really show you too much on this one because it would give away the game, but it's very simple. It doesn't have a rule book. It has these cards that will tell you exactly what you need to do, and these are double-sided here. And then once you've gone through these cards to get everything set up, we then work our way through these. Now, I really like the artwork on the back of them. That's really nice. The idea with this game is that you are trying to change someone's fate. And then here we've got a load of cards that will be used throughout the game as well. Some of them numbered, so it will tell you when you need to take that card. So that's a whole host of those games for you today. Video is obviously quite a bit longer than we would normally do, but we managed to fit in quite a lot of card games. If you have any questions about any of these, do get in touch with us or pop in store and you can take a look at the game, ask any questions. All of these are in the library, so if you like the look of them too, get yourself down and we'll get some games in. That is everything for today. We'll see you in the boardroom.